Right then, people, we're back inside the building. How are we doing this morning? It's just gone 18 minutes past 9 here on Trickstar Radio. We're joined by two guests, and this is the first time we've done both a phone and guest in the building situation. Man like Jamie Unknown is on the phone. Can we hear you?
Yo!
What's good? And we've also got man like Detwiler in the building as well. How are you, sir?
How's it going? I'm good, mate. You good?
I'm good. I'm going to have to work out like a third camera angle where I can just like pretend it's Jamie in the corner. As we go forward.
Cardboard cutout.
So obviously what we're talking about today is this brand new EP, which is doing absolute bits across the Beatport charts. I know you were checking the charts this morning as you kind of came in.
Yeah, I don't think they've quite updated yet.
They haven't updated yet. Okay, cool. So just so people are aware of what the sort of situation with this EP is, obviously, Jamie, you were saying earlier, this is your first full EP release.
Yes, it's the first thing I put out. And considering, I think it's been a bit of an achievement. I think for myself, but also for Detwiler, who like, on the remix duties has just smashed it. I think that's why it might be doing so well, particularly.
Okay.
But yeah.
I mean, interesting. I mean, obviously, we're going to kind of break into why we're actually here today, because obviously we've looked around the charts and it's doing Detwiler. It's doing pretty well, isn't it? How well is it doing?
Well, yeah, it's doing so much better than we could have expected it to do.
It's the most modest answer I've ever heard.
I think in the first 24 hours we were sitting at number one in the breaks chart overall, and then we've sort of been. I love that. We've just been keeping our eye on it the last couple of days, and we've managed to work quite high up the electronica top 10 charts. And I think for me, the craziest thing is seeing, one of the tracks sitting there at number 2, nicely wedged between the two new Bicep tracks, which personally for me is just
I can imagine, man.
Unbelievable.
I mean, from like I'll get both of your perspective on this one, but how does it actually feel to be in that position where you're literally competing with one of the most innovative artists out there?
I can't even begin to explain it. It's just mad because they've been a massive inspiration for myself. I love their music, so much, and I've always been a big fan of them. So to see, our names sitting there on that sort of top 10 within the top 3 with them, wedged between their new material as well. Yes,
I can see you're kind of speechless.
Pretty bad, to be honest.
Jamie, what about yourself with this one then? Because obviously, this being your first EP, there's no way you could have imagined that this is where it would land.
It hasn't really hit me. Like 100% hasn't. Like I've had a smile on my face for the past few days, but I haven't. Like if you told me before, like it's going to be at number 2, potentially fighting for the top spot on the electronic top 100, I'd just be like, nah, get out of here. Like, what are you on about? So yeah, it's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. I'm pretty overwhelmed by it.
Amazing, man. Well, you know what? Sometimes things just go the right way, and sometimes the right tune lands at the right time, and it's wicked to see it. Obviously, it's good we've been able to arrange this short notice, because I can tell by listening to both of you, you're both a little bit like, wow, like how's this happened, kind of thing.
Just a bit confused, really. If anything,
it's amazing, man. I mean, obviously, off the back of this, then, are there any sort of plans future-wise for collaborations between the two? Because clearly, there's a formula there that's working.
I'd like to think there is. Yeah, I think once me and Jamie actually get around to meet each other in person, I'm sure we'll.
Let's actually meet in person first. But no,
that's what I mean. I'm going to take him out for dinner after this just to celebrate.
Mate,
I think
stop it.
I'd love to, collaborate, and hopefully we can sit down over a weekend and have a nice studio session, see what we come up with. I'm always up for working for any producer, really. And I feel like there's been sort of connection, we've clicked with this EP, we've understood each other's sound quite well. So I think it's worked well, and I think once you've kind of got that with another producer, then the possibilities of future tracks are endless, really.
Definitely, man. Jamie, what about yourself?
Yeah, I think it's interesting because, as Detwiler said earlier, obviously we're both from Brighton, and I've known of him before, but I've never actually met him. But to hear his sound, I think that was the first time I'd actually, on the EP, heard what he produces. And when I heard it, I was like, oh my God. Like, I think it complements the EP so well, and it just adds that unique, different sound to it. And I think it's wicked. So to be able to sit down with him and do something in the future is 100% something I'd look to do.
Amazing.
yeah, really good music.
Well, that's what we love to see. As I said, we're building friendships here on the show, literally live on air. I mean, kind of moving forward then from the both of you. Obviously, this is a big deal in regards to the sort of genres you work in, the sounds you work in. To be in the position you're in off this release is it's a big deal, and it's potentially a game changer for the pair of you. So, kind of with that, like, what's the future plans? Like, where do you both go from here? I'm going to give this one to Jamie first.
I think the main thing is to just keep going. Keep making as much music as, I think we'll speak for both of us here, keep making as much music as we can, keep pushing things, keep working hard, and keep getting stuff out there. I think obviously what with everything that's going on in the world at the moment, you need to keep making music as much as possible, stay positive with things, and go from there. I'd love to be able to play out in an environment. I think the one thing with the CP that it's a shame at the moment is the fact that I'd love to hear it playing out in a club or in a club environment. We can't do that, but
hearing it on a sound
obviously
system
to hear that as soon as possible would just be amazing. But yeah, keep producing, keep making stuff, keep working hard, and see where things progress to, really, and get in the studio with Detwiler.
Definitely. And Detwiler, what about yourself?
Similar for me. Like Jamie as well, this was my first record signing. I've had a few self-releases in the past, which were on free downloads or just streaming on Spotify. I was sitting on a few unreleased tracks. As a producer myself, I'm not too keen to put it out so quickly, and it's I find it important for me to place music in the right home. This was kind of a different opportunity, I guess, from the label QR UK. They wanted the remix. Was a little unsure how at first it was going to go down, and it was quite a quick turnaround, wasn't it, Jamie, with the remix?
Mate, I mean, let's be honest. I think it's the one that has actually got the most plays or made the most sales so far. I think because it's such a unique sound on the EP. So
it did take a while for me to figure out that sound. For me, quite into the drum side of things, quite breaky beats, not necessarily to the floor. And then very into my synths, and I think it was, there was multiple versions that I was playing around. I just sort of put my head down, was producing it till I got it, and then layered up a few layers in Logic when I was producing, and it started to fit. Put the brakes on it, and it just had it. I was listening to a bit of Vangelis at the time, which is Blade Runner theme, so it's kind of got that Blade Runner-y feel to it. Well,
I tell you what, boys, it's making me very excited to listen to it, because we are going to finish up the show by jumping into it. But it's going to make my morning, this one. I mean, just to sort of round up then, before we do finish off, we've got a couple of minutes left. As always, I want to squeeze as much information out of the pair of you as possible once I've got you both in the building physically and we'll say virtually, because we are on a web call at the end of the day. But yeah, so what's the next precise thing on the horizon for both of you? We'll go Detwiler first on this one.
I guess it's continue my residency here on Trickstar is by a monthly thing. It's the only thing I really can do at the moment to play out live. My next guest will be Amari. He's a Manchester-based DJ, and then I'm sitting on a few tracks myself. Hopefully, see another release from me on the QR UK label within the next few months. Hopefully, sit down with Jamie sometime soon as well, and we can potentially go with another collaboration there. And I think it's just for me, just knuckling down, getting some more tracks finished, working on those other releases got coming out, and taking any opportunity to play, really.
Wicked, man. Jamie, what about yourself?
I think it's pretty similar to Detwiler. I'm sitting on a few tunes. I think they're slightly different to what's been released. So I'd be interested to get them out and let people hear them. I think it's about trying to find the right label. And go from there, really. Just keep making music and, hope to play out as soon as possible.
Amazing, man. Well, we're going to round off there. One time, what's the best social media tag for the pair of you for people to get hold of you on, and what platform?
You can catch me on Instagram. It's _Detwiler UK, spelled DETWILER. So many people get that wrong. It's hilarious.
And Jamie, what about yourself?
Same Instagram, it's Jamie Unknown _.
Amazing. There we go, guys. Well, thank you for passing through this morning in the slightly unusual circumstances that we managed to make it work.
Thank you very much for having us.
I'm really happy we managed to make it work. Detwiler, in 2 words, describe this tune we're about to get into.
Big simps.
There we go. Don't go anywhere, people. We're live on Trickstar Radio. It's Breakfast with Kovu. Oh, yes.
With CubCamTV.
Trickstar Radio.